So the specific example I want to take here is, how do I change the negative values in this list to positive values? So the operation that I want to do is take all the numbers and convert any negative value to a positive number, which is the same number, but signed is positive. So what can I do to do that? Just think of an approach and tell me.
So number into number divided by number.
It's a workaround. It will work. It will work. So let's do it. Okay. Number into number divided by number.
Sir, number into number should be in the bracket, like before a view.
But if you divide it by number, then it is a negative value, no? If the number is negative. For a second, I also thought it is going to work, but it is not.
If number is less than 0,
Yes.
return ABS of the num.
ABS.
Nahi use. Okay,
don't use
fine.
ABS.
We could multiply that number with -1. And
So what do? I write print or something?
no.
See, I need to overwrite this list. I can create a new one, fine, but I want to overwrite this. How do I do it?
Sir, can we do nums equals to num into -1, like, so that it would change the value of that negative number in the whole list itself?
So say that again.
Nums equals num into -1.
But do remember, this is your list variable name.
Yes, sir. We need to change it inside the list itself, right? Like the element num.
Okay,
So
let me
that's why into -1. Like,
into -1. So if you do something like this, then you're assigning a value to this variable. Are you with me? Right? Do look at this line. You're assigning a list to a variable. Here, you're assigning a single value to a list. So I'll give you a hint, okay? And I'm sure there are better approaches also, but what comes to my mind and I've been using is, if I apply indexing, right, it gives me access to a specific number. So if I want to access, let's say -7, I'll put 1. Okay. Now, if I put this equal to something, what will that do? If I put this equal to something, then what will that do? This will overwrite the value at that position. Did you get it? What I just did? So indexing we all know, list we all know, indexing we all know. But something else can be done over and above indexing, which is this part. Right? So I'm sure this would have been taught to you, but again, a lot of things are there, so probably it got forgotten. So using indexing also, you can do assignment. And what you're doing is you're trying to assign a value to the list at a specific position. Okay, are you with me on that? You're trying to assign the value 7 at this position. And to access that position, you're writing something like this. Clear? Not clear? Please ask. If it is not clear, not making sense, please ask. Do use this kind of an operation for your this. And now you can let me know what needs to be done here. So at least you can tell me what do we need to make this happen. Currently, we do not have that element here in this below cell, but we need to add. What is that? What is that? So here we are using index, okay? We are using index, correct? But are we applying index anywhere here? In this below code, are we using index anywhere?
No, sir.
So we should get index somehow, right? Right? Then only I can do something like this, no? Then only I can do something like this.
Sir, instead of for num in nums, we can write. We can use range function.
Yes.
So that
you're thinking in the right direction. Basically, you want the index value somewhere here, correct? And you want to have that index value based on the list length. So you will apply a range on the list length. So let's step back. Okay, let's step back. Why do we need index? Because we want to apply an operation like this. We want to overwrite a specific value which is negative. How do we identify negative? By using conditional statement. And once we identify it is indeed less than 0, when the flow goes to this line, we want to apply an operation like this. Okay, but we do not have index value. So we need to have these values come from somewhere. And one way to do it is we say for I in range len of nums. Okay, now what will be the values of I? 0 to 6, because that is how the length of list is. But at the same time, I can do more. Can I do something like this? So now I'm running a for loop on range. And in range, I'm feeding the length of the list. And that allows me to use I, which is the index value, and the result you're able to see on the left hand side, 0, 1, 2, 3, and also apply indexing on the list to get the values themselves. Now it is possible. Is it possible? So I'll use a different version of this. And please do ask. If you're not responding, I believe there is some query or doubt. Please ask. Please do not wait. Okay? Please do not just wait ki some miracle will happen and automatically it will become clear. Right? If it has not happened so far, it will not happen. And you have to take the effort. Okay? Now what do I do? How do I write the condition? Similar to what I was writing here.
If nums of I is less than minus 1 is less than 0.
Yes. Is less than 0. Then I will apply some operation, which is?
Yes. Then nums of I
Is equal to?
Nums of I minus 1, or nums of I star equals to minus 1.
Nums of I, say that again. Left hand side I've already written. What is the RHS?
Nums of I
Ah.
Multiplied by minus 1.
Exactly. Okay. And people, please confirm if this is making sense. So we are accessing each item based on the index now. And to get index, we are running on the loop on the range. And this is the operation we are applying. And do we also need to do something for the positive values? Do I need to write an else block also?
So not required.
Not required, no? Because I do not want to touch the positive values. So wherever this criteria does not meet, I do not want anything to happen. Make sense? Correct? So else is not required. And lastly, what I can do is just print nums. And that does the job. Clear?
Yes.
Right? So this takes you more closer to indexing and then applying indexing for doing something like this. Okay. And I can tell you now, since this is probably clear, basically what you were able to do was modify the for loop and then achieve both index as well as values. Right? If you look at the highlighted cell number 12, essentially what you're able to do here is what? Not only you're able to get access to each and every value, but also the index of that. Are you with me? That's what is happening, right? In this output, what are we doing? Printing each item as well as the corresponding index, right? And this is what gave us the support. Then now we can apply this operation. Now, what I want to ask you is there a built-in function that allows this? Is there a built-in function that gives me access to both these pieces of information? There is one. Do we know what it is? Okay, so I think it's time to go there and learn it, because otherwise you will every time write a loop like something like this, right? So what I want to do now is, again, first define nums the way I defined earlier. Okay, let's redefine this and then write for I in enumerate. Have we heard of this earlier? You should remember also, no? So what this function does is it does the job for you. And do notice it is providing you both index as well as value. Same as this. You're able to see this? It is actually giving you that same thing. It is right. Just compare the outputs. 0, 10, 17, 0, 10, 1, 7. Right? So enumerate function by default does that. Does what? What we were able to do using duct tape like this, right? This is jugaad, correct? Don't you think this is jugaad? Okay, so this is more like a workaround. The English word for jugaad is workaround, right? That's not the proper way, but you make it happen somehow. But we want to be better. We just don't want to be using like this because this is complicated and also not readable. So we want to learn this. But as of now, the output comes in a tuple, right? You should be able to notice each item is a tuple. Is it? Is it not? Can I confirm it's a tuple? How can I confirm?
So the brackets around it, like.
So brackets are there, but I should be able to confirm using a type function. So I'm printing I as well as the nature of I, which is type. And it tells me that this is indeed a tuple. Now, how do I access the values 0 and 10 and not the tuple? How do I do it? Question is, at this point, we are getting a tuple. But what we want is number. So how do I do it? Basically, if I use this style for this logic, then what needs to be done? Okay, so I need to access 0 and 10. I don't want tuple. I don't want tuple collection of 2 items. I just want the individual items. So how do I do it? I just change the style of running the for loop, correct? One second. First let me clear this. So again, I'm getting the tuple back and I just change my style. And there are 2 ways of doing it. One is I do a I0 and I do a I1. Okay, and what is this? What are these examples of? These are examples of indexing on tuple. Okay, these are examples of indexing on tuple. Or I could have done something like this, which is, let me populate this later on. Let me write something here like index and value. Okay, and put just that here. So it gives me the same thing.